pre-show.
Everybody.
Hey.
We're back.
Right?
After what, a month? It's been a month?
It's been almost a month. Hey, It's Heidi and Dane.
Yep, that's me. I'm still Dane.
He is still Dane. And this is Girls Game 2. Happy Little Miniatures time.
Woo!
Whoop, whoop. Yeah. Are you growling at us?
Oh, Salty didn't like that.
Salty did not like that. What was that, Salty? Are you growling at us?
She's the Foley artist of the webcast. See, I finally said it. I finally said it webcast instead of podweb.
You did.
Podweb.
It only took, what, half a year?
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, I've got to change this meme over here on YouTube real quick because I didn't do that.
Okay. Memes?
Tell us, you have an art show tonight?
I do have an art show tonight on Grand Avenue.
Tell us about your art show.
Yeah, on Grand Avenue, it's going to be called Eleutheria, which is a Greek word meaning like freedom or liberty or something Greek. You know, where it's got
go see this.
You know how there's like 30 definitions for Greek words? It's one of those.
Oh yeah, there always is.
It's
right?
one of it's one of those. It's one of those Greek words, and it's a group show, and it's all about artists that kind of just go by their own rules.
Oh, so, well, we like artists like that.
Yeah.
So kind of anarchist or...
Like, like not in it to make money or necessarily...
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
It's more of a calling. It's more of a
calling.
It's a vocation.
I love it.
It's not about the money. It's like if you're your own nonprofit.
Which is actually harder to do than you would think.
Most artists
I actually thought about making Girls Game 2 Studio a non-profit because it's not like we make any profit.
Yes.
And and what I really need to do is try for a low profit because to do non-profit you have to have like a cause. Not that I don't have a cause, but...
Oh yeah, you just come up with a mission statement, bringing the community together through games. That's it.
There
Boom.
you go.
But you have to stick to it.
Because you got to stick to it.
You can be disbanded if you don't.
Yeah, you got to do things that go towards that.
Yeah.
Which I'm always trying to do.
Right.
In fact...
all the money is supposed to go towards that one sentence, basically.
Right. Exactly.
Other than, of course, paying the bills, the electric
paying
bills.
the bills.
Right.
And getting, which right now we don't even have enough money to pay the bills.
Getting equipment, all that. Yeah, all that.
Yeah, I'm still in the negative when it comes to that.
Well, and that's where you would get the grants, right? I mean, you get the grants
so if I could be nonprofit.
For the pizza fund and,
Exactly. Yeah. And for the new computer that doesn't lag.
Yeah.
When we want to do these cool animations.
Totally. And then that's where you would talk to somebody like, Avnet or Intel or somebody like that.
Oh, and get them to sponsor us.
Exactly. If you got one of them to sponsor you, you're pretty much set for that one thing.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. It's like, even though you're set, it's only in that one area because that's what they said they'd give you the money for.
That makes sense. Oh, I think this is the wrong one, actually.
Well, the only reason
That's last night.
Oh, that's cool.
That was last night.
That's a good setup. Oh, you played it.
Yeah, we played a zombie game last night.
Oh, it's not Zombicide? It looks just like it to me.
No, it's not Zombicide.
The cards...
is called School Bites.
Oh, okay. The character cards look just like them. I mean, there's all overlap anymore, you know?
Yes, well, and we're actually going to have... We're not going to play Zombicide then, because we still have more time to get our Zombicide.
Sure.
We have to close to the end of the year to get our Zombicide painted. But we're actually going to... What the fuck is going on with YouTube, people? Sorry, I'm trying to get my YouTube fixed here before I go. I have a minute to do it now. So, we have till the end of the year for Zombicide, but we're going to do a zombie-themed Black Friday game thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so, because we figured out last night we have so many different zombie games.
Oh, last day of, or day after Thanksgiving.
Zombie Dice and Zombie Flex and Zombie Poker and Zombie Munchkins and Epic Zombies. I have so many zombie games. We could play zombie games for a year, I think.
Okay.
And never play anything but zombies.
Yeah.
And so, alright, YouTube, come the frick up. Alright, people, you're going to have it sitting at 0 for a minute, I think, because I still don't have up YouTube.
Okay. That's okay.
This is why we do the pre-show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because technology.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, and, Mercury went into retrograde yesterday.
Okay.
It's our final retrograde of the year.
I don't know enough about it. You don't know enough about
yeah. So that has to do with travel and communications and anything that has to do with computers. You're going to end up having issues with.
Yeah.
And anything that has to do with mobility.
Okay.
How many times have I clicked on this?
It was yesterday that happened?
Yeah, at 11.
Okay. At 11? Oh, wow. Right on the dot?
Actually, it was like 11:07.
Oh, okay.
But
Eastern Standard Time?
Yes. Greenwich Mean Time.
Yeah, that all has to fit in too, right? Like all the time zones?
Exactly.
You never know, right?
Well, you know what? While I'm doing this, I think I might switch this over and let you pimp where's happened to the magazine?
I'll grab it.
Okay, pimp
your
magazine.
Let's do it.
And, this is what I want right here. I want to change that. What you say we're streaming. If we're not streaming, it's just the girls' show. We're streaming happy. Edit video. Well, luckily nobody's watching us there, so we're good. Hey, somebody get on YouTube and watch us. Hey, you know what? We're live on Facebook too.
I didn't know that, so I'll make sure to mention it.
I just started that again.
That's great.
Yesterday.
Okay.
We're only live. We're not live on Girls Game 2. We're live on my personal channel because I have to pay to be live on Girls Game 2.
Yeah.
But I can actually be live on my personal channel for free.
Nice.
Yeah. So, sorry, Facebook. Like we just said, with our budget.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
How are they expecting everybody to pay all these micro...
I can't be paying $20 a month to stream on Facebook.
I mean, they're not even microtransactions if they're $20 a month.
Right. That's not a microtransaction.
That's more than Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
In order to stream live on Facebook, you have to pay more than Netflix.
Yep. Yeah. It's
F that noise.
It's $20 a month. Yeah. And
Facebook, if you're listening, give us some of your freaking, what is it called? Libra coins?
They're like, well, you're a business, so you shouldn't be able to do it for free.
You're not. You're only a business if you're making money.
If only that was true.
I know. You're a business if you're losing money, too.
I know.
But, in the case of if you're wealthy enough, you can lose money and get a tax break.
You know what? If I do this is going to make it so actually this goes faster.
But I'll just sit here and drink my tea.
All right, we're transitioning.
All right, we're ready.
Well, that should have transitioned.
Hey, we're live. All right.
Hey, hi, everybody.
Okay, looks like there's a buffering thing happening.
As soon as I get rid of that, the buffer should go away.
Okay. Yeah.
See what I mean about the animations and how they make everything. Even the fact that I had it over here waiting in the it was totally buffering. Yeah. So our buffering should work itself out here.
Miniatures time. What's the?
It's like a Japanese movie. I die, adult.
Is anybody seeing the choppy animation at all? Anybody?
They're totally seeing it. They have to be seeing this.
So is it still doing that? Is it still buffering?
I think we're still buffering a little bit. Yeah. Let's see. CPU. All right, hold on. Let me finish this.
We're almost there. Almost there, folks.
Well, he's going to start riffing.
Wait.
Oh, there it is. It stopped buffering.
Back into the,
now
Woo! Happy miniatures time. Let's see. It's Happy Little Miniatures time! Yay!
Yeah!
We're back.
It is. You know it is.
I did the camera work.
That was awesome camera work, I have to say.
Keep working on it.
That's what I want.
Keep working on that camera work. All right, so it's been a while, hasn't it?
It has.
Yeah.
Well, we did a Happy Little Miniatures without Dane because he was so terribly ill. We did the one with the dogs with Jekka. And you should have seen her. She was hilarious. She's like, "You seriously? These are so tiny. You want me to paint these? They're gonna look like crap." And then she did a great job thanks to contrast colors.
Yeah, just solid colors. That's all you need.
Yeah, and even though we actually have 2-3 colors on those.
Oop, oop.
Crazy enough.
It almost looks a little 80s.
Little 80s?
With the flesh tones.
Oh, yeah.
On my hand, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like an 80s music video a little bit. That's interesting.
Oh,
but yeah, just solid contrast colors here, and then this is the yellow. So you see that, or is this the Dark Oath? Or Troll Slayer?
The orange bloodhound thing.
Oh, Griffhound.
Griffhound. Yeah, that's what that is. That's the Griffhound.
Griff Charger gray and Griffhound orange. Not confusing at all, right?
Not confusing at all. Not at all.
Let's see here. There we go. So you can see the actual shadows is that one coat of paint. Once again, the magic of contrast. For those of you who are loyal listeners or watchers, viewers and listeners at this point.
I thought I'd double check before I told you we were live on Facebook and make sure we really were.
You know about? Oh yeah. So
yes, we are. All right.
So this is only the second episode
we have people actually commenting on Facebook. We should probably get up there.
Oh,
hi,
okay.
Brad.
Hey, Brad.
Hey.
Brad, what's your...
The sound keeps cutting out.
Brad, what town are you from? Oh, that's a different format. I think that's radio.
Alright. So, we are no longer choppy, hopefully, Brad. Hopefully, Are we playing a zombie game without the general of the zombie army? Oh, hell no. We will definitely have the general, but we're not actually playing the game today.
Yeah,
we are painting.
It's happy little. Oh no!
Miniatures.
Time. I got it right the first time.
almost had it there.
So we're painting miniatures. That's what we're doing here.
I don't even know if I can do that.
So if you're on Facebook, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's harder than it looks.
We're on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, all at the same
time. Isn't that crazy?
It is. Oh, and by the way, we just had a holiday, didn't we? So
well, today's a holiday too.
Oh, that's right.
Day of the Dead.
That's right. Yeah, All Souls. Yeah. So we got some candy. So everybody grab some candy. Okay, go ahead and grab some candy here.
Hands in there.
We'll take the apple out. So everybody grab some candy, okay, everybody? So
hey, welcome, Deb.
We're catching up from a few weeks of not painting. And you said that you painted these with a friend who had never painted before.
Never painted before. We used the contrast colors.
Yeah.
And then this is from the other Zombicide. This is from Green Horde. This is from No Rest for the Wicked, I think it is.
Okay. Just like the song.
Yes, exactly.
That's actually a song from Borderlands, speaking of Borderlands.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, look at that. We got 3 people watching us.
So, cool. Well, welcome, everybody.
Yeah, welcome.
So, we've got these guys.
I got all my chats I got to work up here now.
That we got painted here. Oh, yeah, you got to be able to do all of it, right?
Painting.
Yeah.
Zombicide.
Or you can just answer audibly, right? Oh, you mean the messages on the... Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to this thing.
He kind of knows what's going on.
Okay, so we've got stuff happening. Okay.
We do.
We're going to paint.
So, we're going to paint.
We're going to paint these guys.
But first, you're going to tell us about your magazine.
Oh, yes. We have some plugs.
We got some plugs. We got to do our plugs.
So, yeah. First of all, though, if you're here locally, any of you who are in the Phoenix metro area, I've got an art show tonight. Yeah, and it's a group art show.
Yeah.
It's Eleutheria, which is like some kind of Greek word that means...
It's very Greeky.
Means many things, as most Greek words do. So, you can come in and check that out. It's on Grand Avenue, right next to the Barrio Cafe.
And the Grand Avenue Art Walk is next weekend,
And the Grand Avenue Art Walk, yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
We'll be open for that. The studio will be open for that as well as Puppet Pie, our very... dear friend,
Stacey Gordon.
And we love Puppet
Pie. You can go and get your Google Eye sunglasses over there.
Absolutely. She'll be doing puppet-based crafts, usually some kind of free activity involved for the Grand Avenue Festival, and then she also has things for sale as well.
Yes.
And she also does commissions. Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
That's where I got Leonard.
So
it's like looking at my boobs instead of my face.
The camera?
The camera, yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So we got that, and so an art show. So if any of you are interested in that art show, you can find me on Facebook. I'm Dane Gore, Daingore on
or
Facebook.
The Daintist.
Or The Daintist on Instagram, right?
Hey, it's our hometown boy, Brad.
Awesome.
He's actually a neighborhood. He
he
lives
is?
in the
Okay.
neighborhood.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. And Brad has come and played games with us occasionally.
Nice. Well, welcome again.
You should come paint with us sometime, Brad.
That would be great to have another guest painter for sure. Absolutely. So
welcome. And I finally got this to work to where I'm now seeing all of my chats.
Awesome.
Yay.
So yeah, we'll do some more.
I have delay.
Do you have any plugs so that we can kind of do back and forth here?
Game Depot tomorrow.
Tomorrow, that's right.
Is having their Beholder Day.
Yeah, Beholder Paint Night. Paint Day, I guess. Oh, yeah, this guy here.
This guy here, Dane did at the Beholder Night at Imperial Outpost. Oh, man, I have such a lag. It's bugging me. Wednesday, right?
It was this Wednesday, the night. Yeah. It was the night before Hallows
Eve.
And he
won an award.
Yeah, I got first place, everybody.
Yeah, so, congratulations.
Yeah, what should I spend the money on? Anybody have any comments? The hobby store.
Oh, you got money.
They gave me cash.
Well, let's buy paints.
Yeah, just more paints.
More paints.
It's almost like it's an addiction or something.
It might be.
But yeah, this little guy, I got him painted in 3 hours, so I'm definitely becoming an evangelist for this contrast paint.
So yeah, that's pretty awesome.
I got him all done in 3 hours, and it's hard to keep track of the tracking.
I know, we got a little bit of
yeah, there's a little hiccup happening.
There's little hiccups going on. I don't know why.
And it's not because of the title, because you got rid of that, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I'm not sure why we have these hiccups.
Maybe it's because you're on Facebook. We can just blame Facebook for everything.
Maybe we're going to blame Facebook. You know what? It could be. Maybe that's why I stopped streaming on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that was it.
Uh-oh.
Besides the fact that they were charging me money to do it.
Right, yeah. That was a whole other...
I know there was more reasons behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't remember what all they were.
Oh, so I can actually talk about the colors I use for this guy.
Yes, I want you to talk about so I know what to use tomorrow.
Yeah, since we do talk about that a lot on this show. What actual paints? You still not
figured out the boob thing? You just did it right there.
Oh goodness! So you must know you pretty well then. To be joking about that kind of stuff.
I've known Brad since I was 13.
There you go. Awesome. So, it's good to have friends you've known for a long time.
We went to high school together.
So other it has Night Haunt Gloom.
Oh, now you know I love Night Haunt.
Yeah, so is that, I was thinking about you when I used it.
I love that.
Yeah.
So I thought about using Night Haunt. Now, did you use Night Haunt on? Is that what the blue is here?
So that's the base, and what I did was I thinned it out. I thinned out the paint, and actually that's good that you mentioned that because I thinned out the paint. So on the package, it says right here that these guys are primed.
Yeah, not when it comes to contrast.
Primed and ready to paint. Okay, so if any of you remember...
Oh, he's got some Star Trek minis that need painting.
There you go. Yeah. Awesome. Well, we can do that for sure. We can hook you up with that.
Definitely. So go ahead.
Yeah, so it says they're pre-primed, ready to paint, right? Well, this is one of the things that came up. If you've seen the previous episodes where I talked about the Reaper minis, and if any of you have any experience painting Reaper minis...
They're really hydrophobic, right?
Hydrophobic, that is the word. Absolutely. That's the buzzword.
Word right there.
That's the one that would be like if we were on Pee-wee's Playhouse. Ah! Yeah? Instead of drinking, because, it was a kid's show, but, the adult version is take a shot. Well, yeah, there's tons of innuendo on that. But yeah, hydrophobic is the word for that. And hydrophobic is the word for these, too. So one thing you want to do is... Which I didn't do because we had only 3 hours to get these done. So you had to just go for it and just deal with the consequences.
Right.
I just kept adding layers until the paint finally stuck.
So can I bring a vinegar wipe to pre-clean it?
I never even thought of vinegar, but I would say maybe even just wash it in simple green or something with a toothbrush. Just really lightly.
That'd be hard to bring.
Yes.
So
to an
I'm
event,
trying to think of something portable that I can take to the event to wipe it down of that stuff that makes it hydrophobic.
Yeah.
And I have these vinegar wipes for cleaning my counters.
Right.
They're just, all they are is like white vinegar.
I don't know. We could.
I'm going to bring them tomorrow.
Definitely try it.
So, Game Depot tomorrow, 11 a.m. is Beholder Day. I do believe there's still
Oh,
room.
are there? Okay.
Yeah, I think there is.
So everybody tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
There's a Facebook event
like
on.
$10.
It's $10 for a Beholder
and you
miniature.
get a Beholder miniature, and you get to paint it there. And Dane will be there.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring lots of extra paint. This was all donated to me.
I'll
I've got a
some paints too.
shoebox full of paint that was donated to me months ago.
Yeah.
From a friend that pretty much just didn't have time to paint minis anymore.
And hey, there's a contest, so maybe you can beat Dane.
Yeah.
He's already a shoe-in.
Bring in your chops. You know, I need some competition.
Right?
I need some competition.
We definitely need some competition with him.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah.
So we have finished, and we're just going to synopsis real quick because I know you've seen this before.
Yeah.
We have finished.
Oh yes,
these.
another presentation here.
Yes.
That we should do.
So these, and I'm not sure if
Do
we
our
saw
victory lap.
this guy.
I don't think I ever showed him in. Oh, he looks really good on the camera. Wow.
Bum, bum,
Nice.
bum.
I dig
he
it.
is one of our big dudes.
Yeah.
So these are the minis that we batch painted first.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that color is blown out. And
on the big screen, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this should all be purple, not gray.
Yeah, that should be
all
purple
these guys
and green. These
are purple
all
and green.
These are all really purple and green.
Yeah.
Whoa! I
Here.
can't even hold on to it. Oh wow! Look at that. You put like gold.
Yeah, well, I put some metallics in the areas where there's like little. You see that shiny coppery metallic?
Yeah.
So I did that in the areas that were what? Come on. It liked to zoom in before. Remember when we had it?
Yeah.
And it would just
it
like
definitely
find it.
Just found it.
It would find it.
It's
Yeah.
still finding this one back here.
Yeah, I know.
Let me
That's
do that.
okay.
Did that help?
There it is.
Yes.
See, now you can see it. Look at that.
Look at that.
That's a good camera if you're like exactly 10 inches away. Well,
that's what you need. Exactly 10.
And every camera is really tough. Is really tough to get good focus for miniatures because cameras are already liars to begin with.
Right.
And on top of that, they want to.
I'm giving us a little more saturation on this camera.
They always want to decide.
That's better.
They always want to decide for you what they should focus on.
All right. On the top camera, I did a little more saturation just so.
Oh.
Which means now my hand is red.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But now we're purple.
Yeah.
So. I wanted that.
You'll notice
and I think that's partly this light too.
We're constantly working on.
We are constantly trying to get it so you guys can see these colors the way that they really are.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So if any of you have any recommendations for a good
or want to donate.
Yeah, please, for
we
sure.
do have a coffee,
mm-hmm.
and that's in our links. If you want to buy us a coffee and donate towards and it actually isn't a coffee drink. It's what you would spend on a coffee, you donate towards us, and we put it towards gaming and games and our stream, which is kind of cool. Did that work better? Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, so these are the ones that we have finished, obviously, and these go actually with those.
Okay, and then this, what set is this called?
And I believe that is the No Rest for the Wicked.
Okay.
It might be the Friends and Foes.
Oh.
Actually, you know what? It's the Friends and Foes.
Yes,
I think.
yes.
It is. It's the Friends and Foes.
I remember
My bad.
now. Yeah.
We still had to do the No Rest for the Wicked. That's the blue race.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Okay. The ghosts.
So, and that one has the big dragon.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. But today, we are going to start in
the Green Horde.
On the Green Horde, which is our base game.
Okay.
Yeah. So we started on
So it's probably good to get that one done. Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We started on an expansion. It's like, why'd y'all start an expansion? It's like, well, because we like the looks of them.
Okay, so that's this one here.
So that's this big ass box. See, look, we'll do a cake.
Oh, there we go. Dun, 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 dun,
There's
dun,
two
dun.
layers of miniatures here that we have to paint. Did you see that there's 2 layers?
Yeah, I sure did. So this actually has more minis then, huh?
Yeah. So this is the Green Horde. There we go.
Yeah.
And this will be our base game of Zombicide.
Okay.
And so...
Including the heroes?
So we have heroes that we still have to do from the other one, too.
Oh, okay.
So,
right. But these are different heroes.
These are different heroes.
Oh, I think I like these more. They look more interesting to me.
So we need to make sure we take the heroes out because we always. Okay. I think the heroes are the brown dudes.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. So we're gonna do the heroes last. Yep. They're gonna be like our last Zombicide show. All heroes.
Cool. Yeah.
We'll do all the heroes.
Got a Conan kind of guy. He's a little skinnier than the.
Oh well, we have a skinny one too.
Oh really? There's two different Conan type.
I think so.
Oh no, that was
that. She's a bitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So where should we put these then?
All right.
So we're gonna keep them separate for now.
Yeah, because there's those. I have a bag or something over here. I'll put them in.
Yeah, isn't he kind of skinny compared to the art?
He is kind of skinny. That is that the same guy?
It's supposed to be. Look, he's even got the
Oh, he is.
But I mean, he's way skinnier. And
he's way skinnier.
There's a miniature than the art. That's funny.
That guy looks like the dog you did for Labyrinth.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, he looks just as complicated.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's this guy here.
It's because he's got the wolf hat. Look at all that detail.
Yeah, that's a lot of detail. Well, the characters are definitely going to...
That is a lot of detail. Does he have all that on him? Oh, he does. He's got a little wolf hat.
So, for the characters, we're definitely going to have a special...
Wow. Yeah, that's going to be... That's going to be maybe a couple of streams.
Yeah, for these dudes. These are orcs, mostly, it looks like.
So, but they're still zombies. They're orc zombies.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, zombie orcs.
That's what Zombicide's all about, is like the orcs and the goblins turn into zombies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Or at least the green horde part is.
Okay.
Yes. So.
Well, you know, one thing I could do, actually, you could get started on your...
I'm going to start priming.
We're going to start
priming.
Yeah, and then I can do the catapult.
And have we decided what color? I know we wanted to use Plague Bearer.
Yes, I've got it. I did have it, actually.
Oh, then I have my own?
You must have them.
I must have my own. You know what? I think I did get my own.
Plague Bearer Flesh.
Yes.
And that is...
Isn't that just perfect for the Green Horde?
Yeah, look at that. So, I know it seems funny that we're going to...
I have my own, too.
We're going to prime them white. Or whatever primer, the gray.
So we did one... We have one pre-primed in black.
But that one is black, so we'll have to dry brush on top or layer the paint.
So we're going to show you what it looks like to have one black.
Yep.
Just like we did with the others.
Yep, and then prime one white, yep.
And then prime one white, and then we can decide
what
we want.
We can zombie decide.
We can zombie decide. All right, so
it didn't quite work, did it?
Not quite. But I think are these the same one? No.
Oh yeah, so there's multiples of most of these sculpts have multiple.
So I think these are all the different sculpts here.
Yeah, and
I was just trying to get to.
Boy, there are a lot of them.
There are a lot of different.
Way more than Friend or Foe. Friend or Foe had what 12 total, something like 12 of these zombie guys.
We have a lot to do here.
Yeah, well it has a dragon too, doesn't it? Friend or Foe.
We only have one big dragon.
And it's the Friend or Foe, though, isn't it?
Is it the friend?
The purple.
You know what? Now I gotta look.
Yeah.
Now I gotta look. Ooh, goblin.
I think that's why they have more of a green horde in this one, right? The other one is like.
Okay, let's see. Friends and Foe.
Well, there's a dragon on the cover.
If these are blue, then we know that's the ones we haven't done. No, we obviously have done these because it's empty.
All of them. What?
So these must be the purple ones.
I guess so.
Yeah, so these were the purple ones.
We
so
actually
that's what
did a whole expansion then. I didn't realize.
Except we didn't get the heroes. The heroes are still.
Oh yeah, we still
in a bag somewhere over here.
We still have to do the heroes.
Yeah,
okay.
The heroes are still in the bag.
Oh, I have them.
Oh, you have them.
Yeah, I have them.
You're there at your house.
Yes.
That's why I couldn't find them.
Oh, you were looking for them? Oh boy.
I had. Ooh, that had a dragon in it. You're a unicorn.
Yeah, you would.
All right.
Yeah, we didn't find it. Well, it's because it's invisible.
All right. Here, will you hold that for a second?
Sure.
If I bring this out, I believe these are the blue race.
Okay, those are the ones with the dragon.
And this has...
Oh, this is just one of those big guys. Okay.
And I believe this guy has the dragon.
Cool. Okay.
Let's double check that.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since we unboxed these.
Yeah.
Just a minute. Like a year.
Almost.
Almost, right?
Yeah.
Open.
I mean, we started this webcast, in February,
okay.
March?
Well, I took them all out of here except the dragon, too.
Okay.
I'm going to find that bag of miniatures.
Okay.
You know what? I think
we'll figure it out.
they're in that popcorn bowl right there.
Okay.
So
we will get it. We'll get it done.
But this doesn't have that many because look at the filling.
It's mostly dragon.
It's mostly dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that dragon's going to be an episode of itself.
Oh, multiple episodes.
So the way, but this is like a worm dragon.
Yeah.
Look at this thing. It's huge.
Yeah,
You're going to have to back up.
There we go. It's very big.
And then the wings are separate. And then it has wings that are separate. That are just as huge. That's just one wing.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
Takes up the whole screen.
It totally does. So,
do we have any comments?
I don't think those are new ones. No, just the Star Trek minis.
The Star Trek,
yeah,
okay.
That was the last comment.
Okay.
But we do have a Twitch viewer now.
Yeah, I do miniature commissions, so hit me up for that. I have a special Google form that I do so that we can customize, and you'll know exactly what your rate is going to be before you even get it painted. So, and of course it's always a work in progress, so you can always contribute your own ideas as we collaborate on what you want to get done.
All right. So, should we just go ahead and
start priming?
Start priming, because that would be. We should have had a bunch of these pre-primed.
And normally we would do that ahead,
we have them pre-primed.
Right, but we're kind of just catching up for a lot of lost time.
We are totally catching up.
So,
but that way you're going to see from the start.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
These are all the different ones.
Yeah,
are these all different?
I should take a few of these guys as well as work on the catapult. And that way I can actually show the difference between the Gray Seer Prime and the...
is this going to be one of our regular dudes?
The Wraithbone.
So this is like the Corporal dude.
Okay.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, I'll do
7 of these rows of different dudes.
I'll just do like a whole row of these guys here, and then that way I'll know how many I've done.
Should we do it that way?
Yeah, we'll each do a row.
Or should we take all the ones that look like this?
No,
and all the ones that look like that.
A row at a time.
Because they're all different.
Yeah, each one of us. Oh.
See, if you do columns, they're all the same. Rows, they're all different.
Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah, that way you paint one of each kind.
Okay,
right,
so you want one of each kind.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, because it's kind of boring to paint the same guy over and over, right?
Right. All right. Well, you took more than a row.
I did.
Yeah, because you took part of my row too.
I took part of yours.
But that's you're a little faster, I think, than I am at the priming.
Yeah, that's what we can do, and and I'll do the catapult.
So we'll at least get 2 rows primed.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
So we're gonna go for that.
And then we'll do this leader guy last. There's this leader guy. This leader guy looks great. I like that sculpt a lot.
That is a nice sculpt.
Look at how that's funny because it almost looks like it already has because of the way the camera is. Mm-hmm. It already looks like it's been painted and has like outlines.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, like purple outlines. It's really interesting how cameras are liars. It's just interesting. So I'll go ahead and put this one over.
Yeah, that's fine. You can just put it over there.
Okay, over there for now. Okay. So that's what we'll do, but I'm also going to show you the difference between priming. I'll catch it in a minute.
As long as it's salty, it's nothing that salty is going to chew up on.
So there's this Wraithbone primer. I don't know why it's not. It's because there's a delay on the... It's throwing me off.
It's like this.
There we go.
Let's see if I can get it up there.
Wraithbone, there it is. You've got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one is supposed to be like a beige kind of prime. And then the Gray Seer is like a cool gray.
So which do you think we should do? The Gray Seer or the Wraithbone?
Well, I was gonna do Wraithbone for the I was going to do Wraithbone for the catapult, and then Grey Seer for the orcs. Because when you put the Plaguebearer flesh on top of that Grey Seer, it's still going to warm it back up again because it's such a warm green.
Oh yes.
That makes sense, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. What do you think?
So you said the gray, right?
Yeah, the gray for the orcs.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I think. Yeah, I think so. Although, you know what? I'm gonna try one of each and see what I get.
Okay. Well, that is all part of the deal.
That is all part of it, right?
We're doing a little bit of experimenting.
Grabbing some shades here to work with.
I'm just gonna start putting this paint right on here on this catapult.
Are you gonna thin it with any medium?
I don't thin the primer. I just put it straight on. As a matter of fact, it's starting to do the thing where it doesn't like to stick on.
Oh, so you definitely don't want to prime it or thin it then?
Yeah, you want to just put it straight on because otherwise it's gonna slough off a little bit, which is what you can see on the camera even.
I don't think
right
these have been washed. So.
Oh, okay.
I did wash like all the others before.
Oh, okay. That might be what's happening too.
And so I don't know if I washed these.
Okay. Well, one thing you can actually still paint over them, even though everybody's like, "Oh, you gotta wash them," and then this and that and the other. Like as long as you get that paint to stick, but you never want to spray varnish them.
But I have an idea real quick just to see.
Okay. Use your wipes?
Yeah, I'm going to grab a wipe and see.
See if that works.
So,
okay.
We might as well. We're here.
Sure.
We have them.
Okay. So yeah, I'm painting this Wraithbone, and it's coming out as like a bright white on the camera, but what it really is closer to a beige. And I know it seems funny that I'm doing that on top of something that's already brown, because I'm going to be painting it again. I'm going to be painting it brown again.
Yeah. Right,
but you know,
that was something I always got confused about.
Yeah.
Well, it's already brown. Why aren't we repainting it brown?
Well, and the reason that they're even colored plastic to begin with is that way you don't have to actually paint them, right?
Right.
And they're not boring gray plastic.
Exactly.
So that's why they do that, and GW has even started doing that in the last 3 or 4 years. Maybe even a little further back than that. They were experimenting with it in a couple of board games too, where, you know, like very highly detailed miniatures that were just like one solid, you know, red or blue. So that way you could distinguish between the teams.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, and that way you never have to paint them if you don't want to. But, you know, for us painters, we're just like, oh, that's a tragedy, you know, they're never going to be painted or whatever. But that way you have the option. You know, if that's just not your thing and you just want to play the damn game. Which is one reason why I got so hooked on Shadespire, because the entire game consisted of about 12 miniatures, you know, for the core set. So I can handle that. You know, I'm even if I'm to spend a fussy amount of time on hours and hours painting miniatures, it's still going to be divided by like 10. You know, whereas in Warhammer, they expect you to paint like 100 miniatures, right?
That's better.
Yeah.
Color-wise.
Good. Awesome. Okay. So I'm just moving this paint around because, you know, because I didn't add water to it, or a lot of water, it's because it was starting to skip on me. I'm moving it around to compensate because you don't want it to get too concentrated in any of the detail areas. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And of course, this is just a catapult, so it's just going to probably be, I'm going to hit it with a solid color, and if I'm really feeling really extra frisky, I can maybe paint it in the metal areas with like a rusty metal.
Yeah.
But you definitely don't have to, because especially if you use contrast, because you put one layer of that contrast on there, it's going to get into all the detail areas and create your own, it's going to create its own shadows. And your highlights are going to be due to the primer that you put on before it, which is why I'm doing this kind of beige primer, right? So that's the mass tone undertone principle that I've talked about so many times. in previous episodes. So if you ever want to, get caught up on any of these episodes, we've got the whole archive available.
We do.
I think we're up to at least 10 episodes now, right?
At least.
Probably closer to a dozen.
Yeah, I stopped counting because I lost count.
Well, we were doing it once every couple weeks, so we definitely have.
Oh yeah, we have at
quite
least.
A few.
I think we have at least 10. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. And I remember before it was like, oh, we're already up to 7. It was like I couldn't believe it. But
I know, and we were like discussing that. Are you sure we're there? Yeah, I remember that.
Then I went back and it was, yep, that's
like,
absolutely how many.
Right.
Yep.
Hate it when that happens.
So on this one, I'm probably just gonna do one coat of this primer, and then so that way I can just get right in there with the contrast. But I'll see how it looks once it dries too. So that's another thing too, is you kind of let that paint settle in and kind of level out. Sometimes you end up with like, okay, I'm a little bit more pleased than I thought I would be. When you're painting when you're priming something.
I do know.
So I'm grabbing some more Wraithbone. I almost grabbed the water, but I had to catch myself.
Don't add water.
Yes. Did you do the vinegar thing? Is it working?
I did, and it is.
Awesome. Well, then we're going to have to start using that.
Yes, it totally...
It's going right on, isn't it?
It's going right on.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's working really well.
I'm probably too far along at this point on this one, but I'll definitely do it on those guys.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, and now we know.
Now we know. Vinegar wipes.
I wouldn't have even thought of that specifically. I would have thought like, oh, simple green or, something that's a little bit more fussy or fiddly to work with. But you already have it as a wipe, so.
Yeah, which makes it real nice.
Mm-hmm.
They're Aunt Fanny's vinegar wipes, in case anyone is curious what I'm using here.
Okay. Yeah, and that cleaned it right up.
Yeah, they're all.
Well,
natural.
It is a solvent, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
So it's a natural solvent. So, any of you that want to use things that are a little bit more, a little bit less industrial, I guess would be a good way to put it.
That's what I'd use in my home. Yes.
Yeah, not industrial use, but home use type of stuff. That's a good alternative for sure. Because I'm honestly used to going the industrial route.
Should I do the base as well?
Yeah, you should. You might as well. Yeah. So we're going to get all these guys primed today for sure. And on this catapult, I'm sure we'll have a chance to do a base coat on this catapult at least.
Now
that's why I wanted to do the catapult. Yeah.
Comes out.
Oh, okay. That makes it way easier. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
I was going to say, trying to paint this...
That would be a
this
real
little thing.
That little sack of balls.
Inside, yeah.
Yeah, that would be really difficult. It'd be like trying to paint in her sack.
Yeah. Just gotta go around,
It's like, you can do it. It's like, no, just pull the sack out.
So much easier.
Leave it to a woman. Of course I played with it. Of course I seen if it pulled out the minute I got it. I was all...
Just gonna keep painting here.
Can I pull it out? Will it come out? I wanted to see if it was a real working catapult.
So, and it is. It's official.
It's official. Alright, so that's got one down.
So I'm already more than halfway through, and you've already primed one, so there you go. Look at that.
Wait, with a little dude.
I know, but came out really great. So all that green is covered. Oh yeah, that covered. Really good coverage there.
That did. That gray covered well.
Yeah, nice.
I agree.
So we got that one done. Cool. So we'll be able to get these done pretty quickly, and then we can, like I said, before the end of the episode, we'll definitely get some base coats on some of these.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that way we can.
Whoop!
That way, not everybody's just watching us.
Paint.
Watching us.
Paint dry.
Yeah, watching paint dry. Yeah.
Exactly. Watching us prime. Hey, Sadie!
There we go.
Would you show the difference in the camera, please, between wiped and not wiped? Yes, we can do that.
Okay.
All right, so he didn't wipe his. You want to show how you're having some hydrophobia issues?
Yeah, so you can probably see there's a couple imperfect areas. I gotta wait for the camera to catch up.
There we go.
So where it kind of gets a little grainy in here. That's mostly because I didn't wipe it with the vinegar, but I'm putting the paint straight on, and
where it has those little holes.
It is kind of catching. So.
Whereas this, I used vinegar, and I think if I get it here, you'll be able to see how it just is laying straight on.
You don't even have to go back
I don't
over.
Go back over or nothing.
Right,
It's
right.
laying straight on, nice and easy, smooth as can pie.
Which is how you know.
That's how you want it to lay.
That's how you know that it's not creating having the hydrophobic effect. Is if you're not seeing it do any kind of pooling. If the paint is thinned out at all, it just goes right on.
There we go. Can you see that?
Ideally,
guys?
It should just stick right on.
I don't know if you can see that because I'm like moving it too much. I think.
I know the fact that the camera catches up is really hard to hard to track it.
I don't know why we have such a lag today.
Well, you were mentioning the opening credits,
but that
those
shouldn't still be giving us
those
a lag.
were timed out a long time ago, right?
Right. Are you getting a lag, Sadie?
Yeah, we're not even sure if it's just on our end or not.
It might just be us.
Yeah.
We're on fire, she says.
Oh yeah?
She gave us a little fire emoji.
Okay, so that's good, right?
I think that's good.
Or does that mean disaster?
Fire! Quick! Somebody put out the fire!
The webcast is burning down.
Exactly.
I mean, is there a train wreck emoji? I think there've got to be, right?
Oh, we need to find that.
People would definitely know what that means.
Right?
It's like, okay, this is not. The train wreck is not a good thing, right? unless you're doing riffing on a movie for MST3K,
right? Well, you know that's the name of one of our cameras here.
MST3K?
Yeah, MST3000.
Oh, okay.
That one actually, because he looks like MST3000.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the cam bots for sure.
Yeah, exactly. He totally looks like a cam bot. Wow, you put the base on this and you can actually start seeing some expression.
So do you happen to have a mirror so we can show what he looks like? That's the best way to do it, right?
When you said that, I'm like, wait a minute, is he insulting me?
No, I'm talking about the camera, the cam bot. No, I was talking about cam bot. What are you talking about?
You said, do I happen to have a mirror? You need to get a little cow to use in the catapult. Oh, yeah, I do.
Oh, what? Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
That would be great.
So, see how quickly and easily that got covered in Prime?
Mm-hmm.
And it looks blue, but it's gray.
Yeah, I know. That's how you know it's a cool gray.
Yeah, that's true.
If it comes up as blue on the camera.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
A bit. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so that was a little bit easier, and he's still working on that catapult.
I am still working on that catapult. So, that's maybe we should do a speed painting episode.
Maybe, except I would normally say you're totally going to win. I think if we were doing the same miniature.
Well, just for fun.
Although possibly not, because, you got that little OCD perfectionist
That's
gene.
the problem, right, exactly.
So then you just keep going back, and, oh, no, I need to put a little more on this. Oh, I need to do a little more here, where I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, exactly. If you get those, if you get the basic details in there, then you can easily win.
I have the OCD gene, but I haven't quite put it into my miniatures yet.
Yeah, it's definitely... That's one of the only places it's in is miniatures for me. I'm definitely not like that with a lot of my other actually important things.
I've put it everywhere but that, I think. That's for sure. Oh, I forgot to vinegar this one. Should I not vinegar it so you guys can see the difference?
I think that's kind of what...
well, since I already started...
Hinting at, maybe even a little bit.
Alright.
Just to show the difference?
Just to show the difference. I don't think I vinegared this one.
Well, and if you didn't, and you just make sure to add the water to it to thin it out so you can really see it, fight it. So it shows off the resist even more.
Oh, it does. It shows off the resist more. I might have vinegared this one. I did a bunch of them all at once. That's the nice thing about the towel.
Well, yeah, you can do multiples, right? It's not just one little...
You can do multiples.
It's not like a single serving kind of towel.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's good. Well, even though it's...
Oh, but you know what? I think... See that leg? there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go ahead and show that.
I definitely
got
some hydrophobic
to the camera.
there.
That's definitely what that looks like.
So, let's see if you can see this to where it's. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see this. Maybe we over.
Oh, it was.
Was it doing it?
Yeah, it was.
And I moved. Crud. All right.
Yeah, just a little further away because it's
right there. So you can see.
We're kind of grainy.
Now we went dark.
I don't know why. Here's my hand.
I think we just have shadow. Yeah.
Okay.
There. All right. So it's here. This leg, definitely, we're having issues.
Where you see the green in there?
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you're seeing the previous color underneath, and it's just, like, not covering.
You see how it's not covering as easily there? That's the hydrophobia. Oh, there's a hell of a delay, though. Right?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. We can't seem to...
We're not sure why we have a hell of a delay.
Yeah.
We're not even dropping frames or nothing. That's what's so crazy.
Like you said, it's
just, yeah.
Mercury.
I'm not, yeah, it could be that. I'm not going to use those animated things anymore. I think that's part of it. At least not until I get a faster computer.
It's like it jinxed it somehow.
It totally jinxed it.
So trying to get this paint in the middle of this catapult.
Oh, yeah, this one's a lot more hydrophobic.
This is where you want a long brush, definitely, for something like this.
I think I have some.
Because you can basically have to just scrub the paint in. Inside the middle here.
Oh.
I didn't realize I was off camera. I apologize for that. I was like getting in close. You know, like how people do when you're really concentrating. You get in really close with your work.
And then you're all, oh crap, they can't even see me.
Can't even see me.
And well, that's why I try to get the best camera angles before we go on.
There we go. It's
on the list.
You just kind of have to scrub the paint.
Check those angles.
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Scrub the paint in the middle. And because you're not even going to be seeing most of that, and that's going to get pretty much covered up with your contrast anyway.
Right, with browns and stuff.
Yep, and I'm going to go for
So I'm having to go back over that leg.
Yeah.
Because it definitely did not.
So this guy's pretty close to done. I'm probably just going to call it, because like if it looks a little patchy... That's fine. This is a freaking, like, makeshift catapult that's probably been used for...
In war, it's not like it just came off the assembly line.
Right. That's the funny thing about, like, fussy paint jobs, right? Like, what are you actually painting?
Yeah, you need to look at that. You need to think about that.
Are you painting them as if they're in a parade pageant, or...
Yeah, because if it's in war, is it not going to look all battle-torn?
Like, yeah, I get it, having a perfectly shiny armor and all that kind of stuff. It looks great, but it's kind of like the whole realism thing with, that, you know...
Oh, cool, Fry's Food. Do we need anything from Fry's Food?
Who's getting
Brad's going over to Fry's Food.
Oh, is he coming over later? Or is that what
No,
the deal
he just said if he had to run to Fry's Food, he'd be right back.
Oh.
And I'm all, well,
yeah.
Do we need anything from Fry's?
Yeah, I think, oh gosh, I can't think of what's on sale right now. Oops.
They have those great sweet tango apples right now.
Oh, yeah?
You should check them out. They're good. I got salty addicted, that's for sure. Besides me. Oh, look at this guy. He's like, whoa. He's got like double knives.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, like kind of a shaman.
Yeah, and he's all, whoa.
Maybe like a...
These are going to be fun to play with.
Oh, what are they called?
That's how I got Jekka to paint some. Is I'm like, you can be playing and go, hey, look, I painted that cat.
The ones that are like the druids, but they also...
Damn it, I forgot to do it again.
The druids that are also warriors, I forget what they're called, and... like if you're you could be multi-class and be one of them.
Just drop that underneath you, I think.
If you're basically like a bard and a, oh, I can't even think of what. Let's see how that looks. Oh, it's hard for it to show up.
Where'd it go? Oh, here it is.
Okay. So we got...
Throwing zombies around.
We got this mostly done here. And what I'm going to do is... I'm
going to do all these now.
I don't know if I have...
I'm trying to remember. I don't have to remember what I did and what I didn't do.
I know. Okay, you might have borrowed my Wildwood.
What? What's it called?
Wildwood?
What color is it?
It's a really dark brown, like almost black.
Oh, yeah, I think I did.
Okay. I was going to say, where is that?
I think. Contrast Wildwood.
There we go. Cool, thank you. Yeah, because I remember we made sure to put labels on all yours. So
I did try to label.
Yeah.
I've bought a few since then.
Oh, you have?
And
okay.
I haven't labeled them.
Okay.
But yeah, we did try to put GGT on all the ones that were mine.
So there's really no fancy way to do this part of it. You basically just have to hold it in place and more or less dry brush, where you're just running the brush across the detail.
And what are you doing a base now? Or
This is still the primer.
Oh, you're still priming.
Yeah, this is still the oh geez, what's it called? Wraithbone, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Jeez, you gotta remember all these names.
There are a lot of names.
Oh.
There's a lot of crazy names.
So I'm actually gonna go the extra mile on this catapult. And I mean, it's not gonna be like ridiculous, but what I'm gonna do is
Wow, what a difference.
What's that?
I said, wow, what a difference.
What? Oh, the vinegar.
Yeah, I just stopped and did a vinegar wipe. Because I'm like, oh, I forgot it. And then but I hadn't done much.
What game is this? This is Zombicide.
This is the Green Horde.
Zombicide Green Horde.
Yeah,
so
this is going to be our Z game.
Yeah, for the alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
She's playing through the whole alphabet.
And we're about to play Unstable Unicorns.
Yep. So by the end of the year, these will all be done. Is the goal?
That is the goal, so that we can play.
I like to add the caveat. Is the goal?
That's the goal,
yes.
So we can play it. It's another zombie game, Sadie. Plus, we have 2 expansions for it.
Yeah.
I know, crazy.
We already painted most of the friend or foe expansion.
Yeah.
We just have the heroes left on that one. I think why did we go with the expansion for the beginning? I can't remember why we decided that.
I think we just liked the look of the heroes.
Okay.
Or we liked the looks of the orcs or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was maybe the orcs were more interesting because they look more like they look kind of like post-apocalyptic or a little freakier. We
really want to do that purple,
green, and orange.
Yeah, and that lent more to that color scheme.
Exactly. So this one we're just gonna go straight up classic zombie green. Zombie equal green.
Yes, zombie green.
And maybe we'll even do like more of like gray.
Yeah, I was thinking we might do the plague bearer and then like some kind of brown or gray on top or something.
a dark brown.
Would that's what I was thinking.
Would probably be just fine, and it would go well with the catapult too.
That's what I was thinking too. See, we're on the same. We've been doing this long enough. We even start thinking the same colors. That's getting scary.
Well, it's just working together on the painting stuff, right?
Yep. Hopefully, I can live up to it on that beholder tomorrow.
Yeah. So what we'll have to do a show and tell next time.
Definitely. Now, are we gonna?
Beholders.
Since we have all these to paint, I was going to ask about it. Do we want to go to, like, every Friday for a while? Through November?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
The Fridays. Let's do the Fridays.
Yeah, all right. So you're going to be getting some happy little miniature time.
Yeah, on the Fridays.
On Fridays. So we're now going to be on Fridays. Afternoons.
Yeah. Wednesdays got tricky just because I have a class, and then, like, once I get home, like, I got to back out again.
You can join us and paint along if you'd like.
Yeah.
Because we always enjoy that too.
That's what we're gonna be working on these Zombicide guys.
And if you ever have any questions, you and your zombie games. I know, and I'm not even a big zombie person. I don't know why I have so many zombie games.
It's funny.
I do though. We discovered last night I have a ton of zombie games. So many that we're actually going to do a whole themed show.
Yeah.
Of zombie games because...
Oh, that's right, yeah.
We could probably do a whole themed month of zombie games with the amount of zombie games I have.
Honestly, I did not want Halloween to be over, so...
Right?
If that's all it was the time...
We'll just keep doing Halloween shit.
Yeah.
I like that.
No matter what.
Well, I still have more horror games, too.
Yeah.
We got that Faceless game. I almost forgot about that. that I was a Kickstarter backer, and it's all about children being stolen.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's intense. Oh yeah, you told me about that one. And they get put in an asylum and they have to escape. Right?
Yeah, it's like a really scary horror game.
I mean, I guess they don't have to, but then there wouldn't be a game, right?
Exactly.
Like, if they were just fine being in there, I think there probably wouldn't be much of a plot, right?
Yes, I concur.
Yeah.
So, and it's with magnets, that faceless, it's all magnetic, so you can adjust how you play based on changing polarity of magnets.
Weird.
Yeah. So if you ever played with magnets as a kid, you might like this game.
So I'm going in the basket of this trip.
I thought you were going to say something so different.
Oh, okay. Like Silence of the Lambs basket?
Like I'm going in the backyard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Well, I just wanted to talk about what I'm doing on this.
HLM Fridays. Yeah.
I just want to... Is that somebody post that?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's going to be the thing. There'll be Fridays.
That will be the thing.
So to get into this little basket here...
to get the balls.
Wait for it. Okay,
it's there.
Camera. Okay.
You just can't
I just kind of poked at it with paint because there's holes in the basket. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only way you can do it when you're at least when you're priming it. You know. All right.
You think he'd be used to being on stream with me
All right,
by
so,
now.
Yeah, this is pretty much done, I think. So.
Did you tell about your magazine?
Oh, I can do that.
We're gonna have to make sure we remember to do that.
Yeah, I can do that at the end.
Because I was just gonna say, well, with Zombie Dave, you should be used to.
Oh yeah, speaking of zombies.
Speaking of zombies.
Okay, well I guess we can do it right now. I'm in a zine. If any of you remember Mad Magazine, which I hope most of you do.
In a zine, I love that.
You know, they don't make Mad Magazine anymore. They quit publishing it.
I had no idea.
Well, okay, that's kind of not a complete truth to it. They actually are going to keep publishing it, but what they're going to do is they're reprints. And then once a year they will have new content.
Well, that's bullshit.
Well, it's definitely a very disappointing dialing back of what is definitely a legendary magazine.
Definitely.
So if any of you don't even know what Mad Magazine is, which is
we're sorry.
I'm not. Well, first of all, we're sorry, but I'm also not going to judge because it's absolutely a generational thing.
Yeah, I think it is.
And it definitely had been dying out. In recent years, particularly in the last 10 years or so, as magazines...
Comment if you know what Mad Magazine is, and if you ever read them, enjoyed them.
Right.
Spy versus Spy.
Right, yeah. Alfred E. Newman, the main character.
Yeah. Oh, Mad Magazine was just the best.
So they would parody or lampoon movies, television, all pop culture you could imagine. Musicians, and a lot of famous caricature artists worked on it. Mm-hmm. So that was the thing, is that like they would have
a lot of famous artists started.
Yeah, celebrity impersonation. Sergio Aragonés was from Mad Magazine. Al Jaffe, Jack Davis, Art Spiegelman, I think, worked on it for a while. Harvey Kurtzman was one of the first people. I think he actually was the one that started it, more or less.
Wow.
I mean, usually it was like 3 or 4 people, so I can never remember all the names. But Harvey Kurtzman was definitely one of the very first people that did that. But if you ever remember any of those old comics, you know, like they would even make fun of the EC horror comic genre, right?
Right.
That was even part of it, too. So there was like nothing was safe.
Nothing was sacred.
Yeah.
With Mad Magazine.
Which
was awesome.
I think that's essentially partially why it's just one of the reasons why it's dying off, because...
But it's also why it's a cult classic.
If you make fun of everything, you're going to offend everybody.
That's true.
So that's something you can't do anymore. You can't offend everybody. You can't even offend anybody, but let alone everybody. You definitely can't offend everybody, right?
Right.
And you definitely can't do it equally. Right?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
It has to be imbalanced, even if you're okay with, like, making fun of a certain group of people.
Right.
There's always an imbalance.
You have to give everybody their bounce time, even if it's sarcastically.
Right. Well, and, you know, the whole, like, punching up thing, right? Well, that's pretty much what they did. Everybody they made fun of was somebody who had some degree of power.
Right.
It wasn't really ever...
Oh, yeah, Mad Magazine would be going nuts over 45.
Well, you know, maybe that's even part of the reason, too, that it's not lasted, because, you know, there's been people that have left
SNL.
Well, not just...
And some of the other parody shows.
Yeah, not just that, but there was a very famous contributor on Fox that left because Trump didn't like him.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He basically was... I'm pretty sure he was basically just pressured out of it. Out of the job, because he was always the one that was like the opposition voice. He's like, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm a conservative, this is me quoting him, of course.
Right.
Shep Smith, he would say like, I
love Shep Smith.
Shep Smith would say like, I might be conservative, but I'm not that.
Right.
So,
that's what I liked about him.
Yeah, exactly. But he just recently left, so that's like one of the last remaining voices of like actual dissent, But anyway, parody and fun, and making fun of magazines.
Everywhere, but
so I'm
getting the joke.
I'm in a zine, and it's called Freaky Magazine.
Yes, and
Freaky Magazine.
You helped with the comic, so you drew the comic. Did you write it too?
I did not draw the entire comic. It is an anthology.
Oh, okay.
So there are multiple. What that means is that there are multiple artists, multiple stories. Right?
Okay.
Just like Mad Magazine. So
just like Mad Magazine.
Different departments in the case of Mad Magazine. That's kind of the famous quotation was like every section was called
a department.
Yeah, like banana peel, slipping on a banana peel department.
Sadie says my dad subscribed for years.
Yeah, there you go. So that's exactly. So this is my my
and
comic.
This was something that even families that were not necessarily the magazine type, that they all had Magazine. You had Highlights and Mad. These were the two magazines you had, right? Yeah. Every doctor's office had Highlights and Mad.
Well, and Mad would make fun of Highlights,
Mad would totally make fun of Highlights.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So this is the...
Tons of crap inside. I love it.
This magazine is the creation of an amazing individual by the name of Andrew Goldfarb.
And where can we get this? The Freaky Magazine.
So you can get it from me. I'm actually selling them.
So you can go to the art show tonight and get them?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
That's one place. I'm actually going to bring a few copies with me. And another place is online at slowpoisoner.com, which is Andrew Goldfarb's alter ego. So he's a one-man band in San Francisco, and he tours constantly. That's how I met him in Arizona. He played at a place called the Trunk Space, which a few of you might know of. It's been around for 20 years now.
So it's Slow Poisoner.
Yep, slowpoisoner.com is where you can get it. Yep, and then the guy's name is Andrew Goldfarb is the name of the artist. So he makes his own comic books. He's been making his own comic books for decades, and he's a one-man band, and he tours, and he does paintings, and he's amazing because he does like everything.
Wow.
And he self-publishes all of it.
Wow.
Yeah, all the comics, the music, and then of course he sells his original art. At his shows.
That's fantastic.
And he has props and fun things happening in his shows too, like all sorts of like stand-up,
kind of like
cut out creatures and
that watermelon dude.
I don't know who that is. Tell me. Oh, Gallagher?
Yeah.
Well, that's a whole other story, but he was pretty much like
props and
the idea of props,
yes,
right?
It was the props that made me think of Gallagher.
Okay, yeah, it was not so much for comedic purposes, but more of like to helping tell the story.
He was definitely a prop comic.
Right, but did you ever hear what happened to him? He kind of had a meltdown and...
No.
Oh yeah, he's
really?
Yep, quite a strange fellow.
Ooh,
and
the gossip.
What kind of made it happen? What precipitated it was he was on
too many watermelons.
Yeah. Smash too many watermelons.
You would think smashing watermelons would help to keep you from having a nervous breakdown.
Well, he was on Mark Maron, the podcast, the WTF podcast, right? And Mark was like straight up like asking him questions, and I think something came up about how like, you're making fun of people that like in your actual comedy, like not the prop comedy part of it, but like
he could be very, very
in his routine.
Yeah.
Right? He was like, you're making fun of people that like are pretty much just trying to make a living and trying to, It was specifically about immigration.
Mm-hmm.
And Gallagher was just like, I don't know why you're giving me the 5th degree, and this is actually kind of how he talks too.
It is. You're doing a really good Gallagher impression.
I don't know why you're giving me the 5th degree, Mark. This is just what I do. I'm trying to be funny, and I don't think you're that funny. And he just kind of went off on him, and
oh yeah,
and walked out. Walked out, like that big of a deal to him, and.
I think it's hard for comics, especially comics who are the type of comics who do this kind of comedy that is put down one area of our society to make another area of our society laugh.
This is the dilemma of parody and lampoon and all of that. Yes. Satire.
Yes.
All of it.
Yes. I mean, it used to be that's what most comedy was. I mean, look at Red Skeleton and some of those older comics that everybody thought was so great on TV, but then when you actually saw them live, like in the 50s and stuff, they were really raunch, and they were really insane.
Don Rickles.
Yeah, Don Rickles, yeah.
Don Rickles was one of the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole idea of the roast, it's still kind of amazing that they can even do those anymore. Because
right? I
they're
know.
just...
When people want to be roasted, I'm like, why do you want to be roasted?
Right.
I do not understand why anyone wants to be roasted.
Yeah. It's like a preference.
Thank you. Sadie's got to go, but she says we're rocking and being super cool.
Thank you.
Thanks
oh
for
wow,
being
thanks.
There.
Yeah. Oh, and I didn't mention how much. They're only $4, so I'll get you one for $4 at cost.
There you go.
Yeah, because he sent me those copies.
That's a deal.
He sent me those copies to sell. So.
Nice.
Yeah, just like how many copies do you need? He said I have thousands.
Oh wow.
So he's quite an amazing fellow.
Yeah.
He sent him, paid for shipping and everything. So
that's fantastic.
I can't say enough good things about the guy.
Sounds like a great guy.
He's amazing. So I try to work with him every time he's in town, but
So
yeah,
so that's a Zombie Dave cartoon.
Yes. Yeah.
And
it's the origin story of Zombie Dave.
Oh, and then Zombie Dave is also one of your puppets, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And so
I didn't mention I'm doing contrast
in case y'all
paint.
don't know.
Yeah, I'm going right in with the contrast paint, and I'm gonna.
Oh, fantastic!
I'm gonna start out with the skeleton horde color, which is a really nice. It'll create a nice bone effect for the first color. I'm gonna do a couple of colors on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, so that way I can get even more.
I like that plan.
Even more contrast out of it.
All right, and I have.
But yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the Zombie Dave part of it because that is the character that I'm promoting in that story, and
everybody, I think
I'm gonna try to do a part 2 to that story where I have the origin story of his sidekick, Greg the Ghost.
Greg the Ghost, yeah. I love it.
Yeah. So speaking of zombies, I'm glad you mentioned that because it's that is a perfect segue, isn't it?
I actually am pretty good at them segues.
Didn't even think about it.
On that
well,
note.
speaking of segues.
Speaking of segues.
Now we're getting meta, right?
Right. Now, what time do you need to...
Oh, yeah. I do need to...
Because it's 3:30.
I can head out and I can stay around for another, let's say, 45 minutes or so.
Oh, okay. That long.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to get this catapult done. Yeah, I have to be at my show at 6, so...
Okay.
So that'll give me a little bit of time to...
That will give you a little time.
Get home and get cleaned up and all that.
So, I'm going to go ahead... Now, let's not mix these up. I think... This one is yours.
Yeah, I should be able to do a good couple hours for these for the most part.
And this one is mine, so I'm going to GGT it. That's got GGT.
Yeah, it's too bad that the event is not in Tempe because this is the perfect.
Oh, I know.
This is the perfect Tempe connection point right here.
It really is.
Yeah. Yeah, you're in a really good spot for sure.
I am definitely Central City.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I tell people that. I'm like, this is Central City right here.
Mm-hmm.
Is what this is. All right.
You're not that far from downtown.
I'm going to go right in with the contrast plague bearers.
Okay.
Flesh.
Okay.
Now, I should probably thin this. I'm thinking.
Yeah, so that's one thing I did neglect to mention. I did add some contrast medium, about equal part medium.
And I'm going to have to use well, I could probably use mine, because it's that yellow tinge I think would be okay with the Plague Bearer.
Yeah, I think it makes more sense to have, because we've got kind of the weird...
I accidentally... Don't do this at home, folks, because this... Let me see yours real quick.
Yeah. Here.
This is what the technical contrast medium should look like. Okay? This is what my technical contrast medium looks like. Notice, can you see the difference here between the two?
Yeah. Yeah, when you put them next to each other.
Yeah, especially when you put them next to each other.
Yeah, that's the best way to do camera.
Yeah. All right. I got a little bit of yellow in mine.
Barely any.
Just not even hardly any. I thought I was putting a clean brush in, but the brush wasn't fully clean. Yeah, that's what happened. And so it just tinged it, which is fine for most colors because it's a yellow tinge, and so that's not going to screw up most colors. Any
warm colors, you're pretty much okay.
But anytime you try to do something,
if you did something blue, it's going to be green.
It'll turn green. Yeah, stuff like that. So you want to watch that.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it was. It wasn't even a brush. It was my dropper.
Oh, those droppers are great until they do that.
And
Mm-hmm.
So it was like gold or something. It had a little gold in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I need a new dropper.
So even worse if you get metallic flakes. So that's why you want to have separate water for your metallics.
Yeah.
Always.
And so, yeah.
Pretty much no exception to that for metallics. You got to keep
definitely
an eye on.
need a yeah.
So I'm just doing kind of a lazy contrast on here, and I'm already getting a really nice effect. See the camera.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can
look
move
at that,
those.
it focused.
I just thought I'd dry faster under a light.
So all of those outlines are just from the paint.
You can see this is just the contrast. You can see how yellow it looks.
Well, if you add the skeleton horde to it, it'll be perfect. But it won't interfere with your plague bearer.
I don't think it's going to interfere with my plague bearer.
Yeah, because the plague bearer is already a very warm green.
Yeah.
So for a lot of you, a warm green, what does that even mean? Well, look how close to almost brown that is.
It is. It's like very brown.
It's like a swampy green, right? Which is perfect.
Swampy. That's perfect.
Yeah, for a zombie,
that is what it is.
Right?
Yeah, I just
more specifically. Even more specifically, this type of zombie, right? Like this type of zombie, it's even more perfect.
I think that paintbrush has seen better days.
Yeah. Oh, you can fix that by gluing it back in.
And we might make that into a dry brush.
Just a dab of Elmer's,
A dab of Elmer's will do us.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
So I'm gonna let this dry a little bit, and I'm gonna go back in with some more of the skeleton horde color, and then I'm gonna switch to a different brown, and what I'm gonna do with that brown is I'm also gonna use it thinned out, and I'm gonna get it into the recesses even more, so that way hopefully ideally you get kind of a little bit of a shift, a fade happening, a fade effect from the areas where the edges are meeting are darker, and then they get lighter as they come out. And a really good way to think of it is you think of old wood grain. Okay,
I'm trying to get the color here, see if you can see it.
You think of old wood grain, and you've got something that's connected by a piece of metal or something, and the edges of the metal are where the wood is darker.
No.
And then the wood gets lighter as it goes away, and it's just wood.
It's kind of brownish green. And so that contrast didn't phase it at all.
No.
Mm-mm. Not at all.
Yeah, there was already yellow in it. Enough yellow.
Now, am I going to do everything in that?
I have to go...
Or just the skin?
That's a good question. So since you are doing contrast, I would try to just do the skin. So you want to use a smaller brush.
Yes, I do.
This one. You want to use mine.
I want to use a much smaller brush.
Yep. Definitely.
Alright.
Yeah, so this paint is already pretty close to dry. You're almost always, with this contrast, especially when you add medium to it, you're going to almost always get a a little bit longer dry time on where the edges meet. And that is one area where you want to pay attention to any excessive pooling happening. You want there to be a little tiny bit, because otherwise you're not going to get the contrast effect.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because that's exactly what the paint is doing, is where the areas where it's essentially more dense is where you're going to get the darker values of that paint. So that's where this paint really shines, is letting where you let it
this is perfect.
settle into the crevices, and then it does all the work for you, right? And then you can always go back in and do more detail, just like I did with that beholder. I went back in after I did the essentially the first layers of contrast.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I didn't even use contrast for the very first layer of the scales. I used that Night Haunt Gloom.
Yeah, which is one of my favorites. I love that Night Haunt Gloom.
And
it's a technical. It's not a contrast.
Right, and it's kind of like a wash in a way, but it's an opaque wash, which is really unusual, because washes in general are not intended to be. They're not intended to be opaque paint. Because if you have an opaque wash, it kind of runs contrary to what a wash is supposed to do.
It's supposed to do everybody's skin.
Yeah, it's supposed to shade something, but like in a translucent way, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, it does. Okay, good.
It makes sense to me.
Because almost all the washes you get from every line are going to be translucent. Because of that.
Whereas the contrast is not. And that is
the contrast
difference.
is too. Yeah.
Well, but there's some contrasts that are not as translucent.
Oh,
like a wash would be.
Well, yeah.
They're thin like a wash.
Yeah, like the really dark ones, they're almost more like an ink, right?
Exactly.
But they're not exactly like an ink, right? They're
exactly.
Almost. It really is kind of its own thing. And I know people have... Gosh, for the longest time when it first came out, they were just obsessed with saying, "Oh, it's just an ink with extra medium
really
added."
Not.
It's really not. It's something different. I don't know what it is, and they probably will never tell anybody.
No, I don't think they will.
I mean, of course, people said, "Oh, I can make that stuff." It's like, well, fine, make it.
Yeah, we tried.
Yeah,
it didn't work.
Good. You have good luck with that, because we sure couldn't figure it out, but we didn't exactly.
We didn't do too hard, but we tried just a little bit of that magic. I still have some.
The floor wash.
Yeah, the floor wash, the magic floor wash.
Yeah.
But it just didn't. It just did not work the same at all. I mean, you gotta imagine how long they were in the laboratory working on this.
Well, yeah. If it were that easy, wouldn't you think it would have come out years ago?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That's
the funniest part about the whole thing. It's like, well, nobody else is. They're the closest proxy that everybody seemed to have been able to come up with was. There's a brand called Secret Weapon Miniatures, and they come out with I forget what they're called. Not Strong Tone, but it's something like that.
Oh yeah.
And they said, oh, it's just like that. And it's like, cool, and then just get that then. That's, don't have to be mad at GW for trying.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost like saying...
It's just one code.
Well, GW's being so derivative because they came out with that red.
Hey, where's he back? We can start painting again, he said.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's back from the store. Brad's back.
Well, I just finished up, more or less finished up the Skeleton Horde on this. I think it's actually a trebuchet. Now that I look at it.
What is it?
It's not, I don't think it is a catapult. I think it's a trebuchet.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
So, the only difference is, well, I'm sure a military historian would probably correct me if I said there was only one difference, but basically it's just this weight is what lifts it off.
Oh, the balls.
Yeah, rather than No, that's what
the sack of balls.
That's what actually gets hit.
That's what gets thrown.
This is it's almost like a seesaw.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Like a teeter-totter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whereas a catapult is using the
like a slingshot.
Spring loaded, more or less, right?
Yes. I think so.
That's essentially, I think, the big difference.
Hey, Brad, you were in the military.
Oh, well, he would definitely know, because I'm sure they would study that kind of thing.
Well, yeah, in fact, he was in my military history class with me.
There you go. Wait, you took a military history class?
Well, yeah, we were both in Army ROTC together.
Oh, okay. So it was probably modern military history then, rather than ancient, right?
Yes.
Okay, fair.
It went back to Vietnam War.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's probably not far back enough to have a trebuchet then.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
And I'd like to say it's a French invention because of the name.
Well, it sounds like
Sure sounds like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it totally does.
But they probably stole it from the Greeks, because everybody stole everything from the Greeks.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, more or less, you know?
Even the Romans.
Either the Greeks or the Assyrian Babylonians. That's pretty much where everything comes from.
That's where everything came from.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep, the cultures that disappeared.
Mm-hmm. Except for their writings.
You never know, the Etruscans may have had some stuff too, you know?
Ooh, the Etruscans.
They're mysterious. They're kind of mysterious.
I love the Etruscans.
I mean, they just kind of disappeared, didn't they?
They totally did.
Yeah.
You know what? Those are feet.
Maybe they're ancient aliens.
Those are actual feet, so we can make them green.
I thought it was like kind of mind-blowing when I finally saw Etruscan art, and I was like, this looks like a combination of Greek and Egyptian.
Right?
And it was like, yeah, that's basically where they live.
That's what
like
the Etruscans were.
Between those two areas, basically. It's like, that's why that happened. Yeah, and their mythology's pretty wild, too.
Yeah.
Because it's like
part Egyptian, part Greek.
Exactly.
Yeah. They didn't know what to be. They really didn't.
Yeah, they don't have Charon,
So
they have Charun.
These are going pretty quick. I'm just doing the skin.
Yeah, that's good. Those are coming out nice.
Doing.
Yep. Those are coming out real nice.
But yeah, they are. I mean,
yeah, look at that.
That's just one layer.
Right.
And I'm still working on the very first.
That's the 10 minutes of work, right? 10 minutes so far.
Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy how quick that goes.
And then I'm just letting this dry, because I did kind of go a little overboard in a couple of the corners. But you kind of want it to look a little funky when it's a weathered trebuchet.
Trebuchet. Go ahead. Alec Trebek. You say that. Trebuchet.
Oh yeah, he likes to correct.
He likes to really put on the emphasis.
He likes to correct people's pronunciation, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Mm-hmm.
He's very Canadian that way.
Yeah. Is that a Canadian thing?
It's a Quebec Canadian thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Correcting pronunciation?
Yeah.
Oh. How do you know that?
I studied linguistics in college.
Okay.
And so, yeah, they like to correct. They like everybody to be very, very, like they want your British to be very Queen's English and your French. Oh.
Really?
You fuck up your French. They're worse than the frogs. Oh, no offense. Oh. Sorry, no offense there. They're worse than the actual French.
Save it for Mad Magazine.
Yeah, we're saving it. But yeah, I mean, because, the French have a reputation for
the
being...
Parisians in specifically.
The Parisians specifically
Yeah.
have a reputation for being quite rude to those who do not speak their language, especially if you don't speak it correctly.
Yeah, which is actually just a dialect. It's not their language.
Exactly.
It's just Paris's language.
Yes.
I love knowing that, because I'm like, yeah, you guys, you're so full of it.
Well, they're very
the French language. That's just like anybody in here.
The trep is France, as far as I can remember. He just looked one up. It's treb. It's so close to the ground for the pole to travel under the platform. It looks like a catapult. Oh, he looked it up. It is a treb.
Okay.
So he was debating it.
Okay.
I was going backwards on his.
I mean, you could tell even from. I didn't even just show it off very well, but I think even the basket thing is a trebuchet thing where it actually has a different delivery system as well, rather than like a cup. Like in the case of a catapult,
yeah, did
it's
you
like,
look that up, Brad? You just looked up one. It is the treb. Is it the basket part that makes it the treb?
Well, I think it's the weight. I think, like he said, I think it's the weight.
We gotta figure out what color we're gonna make their robes.
Yeah, well, those are. I think weren't you thinking like dusty, dirty brown?
Like go with a brown,
like wildwood,
or it's like a leather.
Yeah, but like a tanned leather, right?
Like a tan leather. I like that plan.
Oh, unless you want it to be more like, it looks like it was actually flesh.
Oh, like they killed something and then...
You know, let me take a look at these, though. Because if it just looks like regular cloth, that might be kind of forcing it. It looks like it could be a skin.
Yeah, a lot of them look like they could be skins or furs.
You know? And then that would be a complementary contrast, red and green. Right? If you did a warm enough...
Oh, yeah.
Warm enough flesh tone, so you could do this dark oath flesh for that.
I could do that.
I was thinking wildwood, but that's probably too dark.
I think that's too dark.
Yeah, it would be almost black because with the contrast, you have to really thin out the wildwood.
Oh, you really do.
And the shyish purple and the Leviathan blue.
Yeah.
Those are the three colors that are almost black if you put them on straight on like that. You know, it's funny because a lot of
trebuchet uses an arm length counterweight.
Counterweight. That's what I was looking. I was looking for that word.
That was the word we were looking for.
The counterweight.
Thank you, Brad.
That's the main thing of it is the counterweight for sure. Yeah.
That helps.
Definitely.
This guy's kind of big. Is this the guy that has the wolf head? Let's see. It's easier once I get the head defined.
Alrighty. Well,
there
I was hoping this paint would dry a little faster, but...
Are we still watching paint dry over there?
It's kind of funny. My. Sometimes honestly, this paint more...
I think when you don't make it so it's not hydrophobic, it takes longer to dry. That's my theory.
What do you mean?
So, like, when you wash them or, like, use the vinegar wipe, so it's less hydrophobic and the paint goes on quickly, you don't have to use as much paint. This is my logic behind this, all right? Oh. You don't have to use as much paint, and so it dries faster. And because it goes on smoother and, you know, all of that. And so everything goes quicker.
Okay.
From the very beginning. And so your layers aren't as thick because you're not laying on as much paint.
Okay.
And so it doesn't take as long to dry.
Yeah, that may have been what happened with this, is that the previous layer didn't ever completely dry, so since it was like still maybe a little tacky, it wasn't sticking to the...
Exactly.
It wasn't absorbing completely.
Yes, I have found in my problems here, when I make sure the hydrophobia is taken care of in the beginning. Yeah. The angle of the model on the camera is making it difficult to see it all.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, like, do it to the side there.
Like that.
Yeah, and then they could kind of see it.
It's actually...
And how it
it's right side up because it's upside down here. And you can see I actually think, since you did that, I noticed I missed the whole bottom of it. So,
Good job, Brad. I love it.
I might not finish this today.
So he doesn't need to continue to wait for paint to dry. He needs to add more paint.
That's what I really need to do.
That's what he really needed to be doing.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing you asked him to do that.
Yeah, definitely, because I would have had to have done it eventually for sure.
Yes. Okay. Here's this dude. So he actually came out quite. Let's see if I can get him in front of the camera.
Okay, I had a couple of dollops of the.
I think these are just turning out
medium.
Very nicely. I'm liking the way these are coming out. A catapult uses a spring release system.
Yeah, the spring, exactly.
Spring, yes. Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
That makes more sense.
We got it. We're learning all sorts of stuff.
We are still learning. Yes, we are.
So I'm still doing Skeleton Horde. I added just a couple little dabs of the medium. And actually, I think it's the medium that's definitely contributing to the longer drying time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. As well as possibly the absorption factor.
Oh, that's interesting to me.
Yeah. So, I'm not going to be able
so I know you're busy tonight.
I am.
Oh, and you know what? It's sold out, so never mind.
What's sold out? What's sold out? Now I'm curious.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's at the Alamo tonight
you gotta
and
be
tomorrow with a movie party to where they're acting it out. Yes.
Are they sold out tomorrow too?
Well, they have like four. They have like when I looked, they had like 2 seats tonight and like 4 seats tomorrow night available.
Wow.
Yeah, so they were already almost all sold out when I looked this morning.
Well, good for them, and I'm glad it's selling out because
yes,
that's
right. It's
always
just
going to be
awesome. I love that show.
One of my favorite things ever.
Yes.
Did you see the new one?
No, there's a new one.
Well, it's a remake. They did a total remake.
How can you have a remake without Tim Curry?
Well, he's in it.
Oh.
He plays the professor. Yep.
Really?
Yep. I know he had a stroke, but he's able to talk now, and he was the professor.
Wow. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
That is cool, but still.
And Ben Vereen was the.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, who is? Yeah.
I forget what the names are, but yeah, there's the older guy. There's 2 older guys, right? There's a professor, and then there's
Yeah.
Gosh.
Well, so there's Brad.
Yeah.
Who's the young guy with Janet.
Yes.
And then
it's Janet's. Isn't it Janet? Supposed to be Janet's father or no grandfather, right?
The professor.
I forget the guy that. The guy that comes in towards the middle of the movie.
Definitely a trebuchet.
Okay.
So the professor who's at the beginning and the end.
Yeah, he just does he's like, here's the story.
Right.
That's Tim Curry in that one. Yeah. So that is the professor, right?
That's the professor, yes.
Oh, the doctor. The doctor's
He's the doctor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, then there's the doctor, Dr. Frankenstein.
Yeah, but
who Tim Curry originally played.
Right. Yeah, he was in the original production, right?
Right.
In London.
Right, and in the movie.
Right. Well, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely the movie.
Definitely the movie.
But I mean, I didn't.
But on Broadway, yes.
Yeah. Oh, in Broadway too.
I think so. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So but the thing that's so interesting about that is like it was in London and then it immediately went to Broadway and then it immediately became a movie like within 2 years.
Right.
That whole thing happened.
It was the 70s.
Right. That whole thing happened within 2 years though. Like what can you say about?
This guy reminds me of Moses.
Yeah.
I just realized once I got his green skin on, he's doing the Moses.
He's doing the touchdown.
He's doing the total Moses pose.
Yeah. Moses pose.
I didn't get it until I totally got his green skin in there, and then I saw his beard.
Moses poses.
And I'm like, it's the Moses poses.
Yeah.
All right. There's those. Now, I have this black one. I don't know how well the Plague Bearer is going to go over the black. We're going to find out.
It's not going to look, yeah.
I don't think it's going to work, but
it's probably just going to end up looking shiny.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to prime over this.
Yeah. Well, because the whole thing is that it's bringing out the colors because of the primer.
Mm-hmm.
Right, rather than...
well, and then he's just got like this massively dark undercoat now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely have to prime it. Fox remade it for a TV special. Oh!
Yeah, it was a TV special, exactly.
I had no idea.
Yeah, and a lot of people it's so
dirty.
No, like terrible, like not good, like it was they did bad job. I liked it though.
Oh, just they didn't like the
like why would you remake that? Like there's too many remakes, and I'm like, you know what though?
Because they can't come up with an original idea.
I mean, but I actually enjoyed it though. I mean, what's wrong with it?
What's wrong with that?
It really felt like a tribute, not really necessarily
a remake.
Yeah, not completely a remake, because there was very much like, we know what this is, right? This is a phenomenon. We're just trying to celebrate that it's still going on. Because it was like, I think it was for like the 40th or I don't even know how, it's got to be at least 40 years that they've had it.
At least.
Yeah, it was for one of the anniversaries that they did it, I think.
Yeah, at least 40 years.
Yeah, and it didn't even really feel like completely like a remake. It felt like people that grew up with the phenomenon and were inspired by the phenomenon and still celebrate it, had a chance to celebrate it and film it. That's how it felt like to me, which is what a real tribute is, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Almost like cover songs, right? You're not, your anticipation isn't that they're going to nail it. Your anticipation is that they're going to have fun performing a song that they love.
Right.
And if, hopefully that happens to line up with your expectations as well of what you consider to be enjoyment.
Exactly.
In other words, the performers have a good time. Which, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's just work. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Just trying to share that. All right. I worked with a girl named Janet. Our coworkers kept teasing us about Rocky Horror.
Oh, really?
That's Brad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why were they teasing you?
Because he's Brad and she's Janet.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, yeah, okay.
Why.
Damn it, Janet.
Damn it, Janet. Well, you should have dated her, Brad.
Yeah.
You're going to give Brad a heart. Brad's the one that he had issues with, he couldn't tell which was a Fameeple and which was a meeple, and we were telling him, well, you just have to notice the boobs.
Oh, okay.
And that's what he said. He still couldn't figure out the boob thing. And when he was here playing, and he kept trying to play my workers, which were the Fameeples, and I'm like, they got boobs.
Yeah.
How can you not tell the difference? They got boobs.
Yeah.
And then we got a comment that said he must be single. So now we jokingly call Brad the single guy.
Oh, okay.
Do you know that's your new nickname, Brad?
I mean, I guess he knows now.
He does now, right? Oh, I just got plague bearer on my shirt. This is why I'm supposed to wear my other thingies, so that I don't get paint all over me. So I don't get green paint all over my pink shirt. Because that's never good.
Okay, so I think this is going to still be drying a little bit, but the bottom of it is now painted, and I'm saving the basket for a rainy day. Just for fun.
Okay, I think that's a good idea. Because, yeah, we're at 4 o'clock
now. Oh, we are at 4 o'clock. Okay, so I've got another 15 minutes. I think I can hang out.
So I'm trying to put a little bit of gray cere across this without...
Oh, you're repriming it.
I'm repriming it.
Yeah.
But this black prime, it's on here pretty darn thick.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to reprime it very thin.
Mm-hmm.
So that we don't lose too much detail. Because I feel like we already lost some detail with the black prime.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it comes back.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm feeling this. This is what I'm feeling. So... because now I've had to do how many layers of prime? This is at least a second. It might be a third. Because that black, I think they put more than one. I think you did this black. How many layers of prime do you think it had?
Oh, if I did it, I didn't do very many. But it's if I did, it's probably the polyurethane primer.
And that's why it's so intense?
Yeah. The polyurethane primer is... it's a little thicker in general. And I try to put it on, as thin as I can.
Mm-hmm.
But I end up having to do a couple of coats anyway. So it ends up being...
thicker.
Just a little tiny bit.
It feels thicker.
Yeah.
Hi, Ryan.
Well, welcome. The contrast primers are thicker, too. Like, when you feel them, you can actually feel, like, almost a skin on them.
Yeah, they do. Now, this is giving kind of an interesting little phenomenon here with doing the gray cere over the black. One
of the real big turning points with me in painting miniatures was when I realized that I was painting on top of the paint.
She was interested? Brad, what the heck? She was interested? And her name was Janet, and you didn't take her out on a date?
To go see Rocky Horror.
Right. There you go.
That's a lock.
Right there. That's a lock.
That's a lock.
Exactly, dude.
I think
we're figuring out why you're still single.
You shouldn't give him too much grief, though, because he'll find a way to get back at you.
I know he will.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. You're right about that.
Welcome,
Ryan.
Maybe he'll beat you at the painting contest tomorrow.
Yes, maybe. You gonna
you
show up
never-
at the painting contest
you never
tomorrow,
know.
Brad?
Yeah. It's going to be at Game Depot from 11
And
a.m.
Game Depot's here in Tempe.
Yep. Centrally located.
Check this out. He's got devil eyes now. Let's see if I can.
Yeah.
I gotta get it. Focus.
What happened? Did you leave the black prime
In the
in the
eyeballs.
eyes?
I just want them to see it.
Oh, come on.
Focus.
Ugh. It's so close, too.
I know.
It's... I can't
Oh!
remember.
It did it for a minute.
Really?
Yeah.
That close, too? It did?
It did. And then I pulled it away too soon.
Well, because there's a delay, so that's...
I know, I gotta wait.
Like, you gotta wait an extra long amount
I
of
know,
time.
and then my hands get tired.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Alright, let's try it over here.
Yeah. On that one, I think you have to be right about 10 inches away. I think I determined that's just about the sweet spot right there. I mean, we could even do like a camera mark.
We totally need... What, but the... Aha!
There it is,
Alright, you see how
Yeah,
you
you
can
could
see the black
The eyes popped out a little bit.
underneath.
There's only like a... There it is again. There's
It's
only
good.
like a 1 inch area.
Oh, there it is. There's like a little 1 inch area. Alright.
And it's right... Yeah, right here.
That actually doesn't look bad there. See, I got some of that detail back on that.
Yeah.
Now I gotta let that one dry though before I can put the plague bearer on it.
Okay, this guy is pretty close to done.
I think he is pretty close.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, I'm going to go back in and... Oh, look at that detail.
So now,
Yeah.
in case you missed the announcement, for at least the month of November, but most likely until we get all of Zombicide painted, we're going to be having Happy Little Miniature Fridays in the afternoon.
Yep.
And
2-ish. We'll make it 2-ish.
yeah, 2-ish.
Because it'll replay for anybody that misses it. So,
Exactly.
you know, I know it's early for people working on a Friday.
Yeah, but you know that's okay. I mean,
This is actually my only day. My only weekday off.
is
yeah.
it really now?
Yeah, I teach Monday through Thursday now,
Wow.
which is really bizarre because I don't normally have that kind of schedule. It's like, oh, I get a Monday night and then I get a Tuesday, Thursday, and then it's like, okay, so my week is completely chopped up.
You're really booked this semester.
Yeah. Well, it's already almost over. Yeah.
I know. What is it with this year? Is just zooming by.
Well, it just gets faster
It's just crazy.
every year.
I will be doing an MS walk at the zoo with the Phoenix Ghostbusters. Oh!
That sounds
When
awesome.
is that, Brad?
Yeah.
He's like, depends on when we're done walking. I would love to do that, too.
Well, there you go.
So, what time does that start, Brad? So, there's an MS walk tomorrow, and the Ghostbusters will be there, because, in case y'all didn't know, besides Brad being our single guy, he is also a Phoenix Ghostbuster. Did I say that right, finally? I think I did.
That's awesome.
And so
I love those guys.
yeah,
They're great.
aren't they awesome?
Yeah,
and so you can
I
see him at a lot of different conventions and walks and things like that.
I love the cosplayers that get together as a group like that. And the I think is what they call the 501st, the Stormtroopers as well.
Oh, I don't know them.
I think
Do you know them, Brad?
I don't know any of the people personally, but I just love that they have like a whole community together. And
I
see
think
what he
it's a great community. He says, question, is Citadel spray primer okay to use on Modiafus minis?
Oh,
They
I
have good detail on them.
wow! I don't know those minis, Brad. What?
Well, let's Google these minis. Modiafus.
Okay.
Where's your
Modifus
Yeah.
minis.
Modifus? Modipus.
Yeah.
Where are the Modifus minis from? Is that from a game, Brad?
Well, it must be. Maybe it's a brand. I'm
They
guessing.
have good detail on them.
It's either a
huh?
brand or it's a specific board game, I'm guessing.
I'm thinking
So-
it's a brand.
Okay.
So, now, is there a Citadel spray primer?
Yes, there is. And I have a philosophy on spray primers.
We're not fans.
I'm not a fan of spray primer. Unfortunately, it really eats into being able to mass paint, paint on a batch scale.
Like what we're doing here.
Which, yeah, we're batch painting.
We're batch
but
painting
with
here.
with
Yeah.
with contrast though.
Yeah.
And all brush on primer. I would almost rather suggest, if you really do want to use something that's more of a mass production...
but if they have good detail, does he really want to use a spray primer?
Well, that's why I would say that's generally... unless you're really good at the spray can. You got to be super good at the rattle can thing.
Yeah, you got to be like one of them taggers.
Well, there's...
Or even better than that.
There's multiple things that can go wrong with spray prime, right?
Yes.
There's the dusting, which happens if it's too far. I believe if it's too far away, and if it's too close, it goes on too thick.
Right. You can get pilling.
Pilling, right?
Yes.
There's the pilling, and then there's also what can happen if the miniatures are not cleaned perfectly. They have to be cleaned perfectly.
Yeah, I don't think you get away with doing a vinegar wipe.
Like
we've been doing.
I don't even know other than a soak for all of the miniatures in like soap water and all that.
Which is what
to get
I would
rid
normally
of
do.
You get rid of the mold release. It's to get rid of the mold release because what happens with spray primer is you can prime a miniature that still has mold release on it, and there's a chemical reaction that happens to it where something about the propellant, or I don't know what it is specifically, but what it happens is
what's slimy? It's a mold release?
I'm sorry?
Is that what's slimy on it? The mold release?
Yeah, if it's oily at all, it's just, they just use like...
And you mean as in popping a mold out, not as in we are releasing green fuzzy stuff.
No. The green fuzzy stuff is what happens when you spray it.
Yes.
Yeah, and
that's the other thing, is spray primer can mold.
And it ruins the miniature.
Yes. So, 501 First is one of the groups. They have Jedi and Mandalorians and other stuff.
Yeah.
And the walk is tomorrow. It starts at 7 a.m.
Okay.
'Tis the company that does Star Trek RPG and Conan RPG.
Oh, okay. So
Modifus.
that's why you were asking about the Star Trek minis earlier.
Okay. That makes sense now to us.
Like,
all right.
if you could find somebody that can show you to go through like spray priming and make sure that you do it just right and all those conditions are met. My main concern is, on top of all those other concerns, are the weather changes too. So you
had to have perfect temperature.
Yeah, you have to have a good temperature. So
you can tell we're not real fans of spray. Now, before I met Dane, I spray primed everything.
Well,
but
I'm just scared of it.
I'm
just scared of it.
I learned how bad it was, truthfully.
It's just ruined a bunch of minis for me. So
that's what happened with me, too, is I got a bunch ruined because we sprayed them. And then we had to go back and redo them.
Yeah. What does it say, YouTube, Brad?
He said LOL.
Oh, yeah. I know. Well, it was a hard lesson, though, because in the case that happened to me specifically, I had a bunch of old miniatures that I had done like way back in high school days that I was super proud of, and I managed to get like a corn symbol in like a little tiny medallion on one of the Skaven, and it was a conversion. I did like devil horns.
Oh, he says he's already purchased it.
Oh, okay.
Well, so that doesn't mean you can't use it.
Experiment on things you don't want to lose.
Yes.
Right? I mean I said you are willing to lose.
So
I should say.
If you
do not experiment on things you don't want to lose. What?
And if you paint something and you don't like it, or he can do this. Simple Green will work on spray primer.
I don't know if it will.
Oh, so that's the other reason why we don't like spray primer.
Yeah, and Simple Green will also not work with resin. So if you find out that your miniatures are resin, then don't try to do it because it will melt them.
It will melt them. Okay, well that's interesting.
I've heard told. I haven't actually done it, and I'm probably not ever going to do it. But I've heard told that it will melt resin miniatures. So.
Well, that's a show we need to do.
I've even heard people. I've even heard people say, "Oh, I've done it all the time. I just don't soak it in too long."
The walk's at the zoo, and it starts in their SRP parking lot.
Cool.
Do we register online, or can we register at the walk tomorrow, Brad?
Yeah.
For those who might be interested.
I missed a spot. Ugh.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
Well, especially with contrast, right? Because it's like, okay, well...
You definitely can see when you miss a spot.
Yeah, it's just like a bright white patch, right?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to attempt. I think this is dry enough.
Okay.
We're going to see. Some of the clothing doesn't look perfectly dry, but I'm not doing Plague Bearer on the clothing. Okay. I'm only doing it on the skin, and I think my skin is dry enough.
Okay. Well...
So we're going to find out real quick.
I'm not going to get any further than this. I was hoping to get further than this today.
Did you get your other dudes primed?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you didn't even get them primed.
I should have primed them while I was waiting.
You totally should have.
But I kept seeing stuff happen on the... Well, you know what I can do is do the vinegar thing on us.
You can totally do the vinegar thing.
So let's do that. You said one wipe should probably get most of them, right?
One wipe did all of them for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good because I want to keep it to a minimum of like...
Exactly.
Not going wild.
So this is a little trick that I came up with, especially if you're having, like if you're traveling, like when we're going to be doing the competition tomorrow.
I don't know why half of them came out.
That happens. It happens. And
they're not even... come on.
Then you take one of these vinegar wipes, because I thought, oh, how could I do this? Because we were having issues with everything being so hydrophobic.
Right.
And so I'm like, well, what's the solution here? Oh, okay, I'm kind of liking this. Oh, this is going to be an issue now. Because none of the others are going to be double primed.
Oh.
Unless I do all of these.
Oh, worried about consistency?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm worried. Well, okay, just this guy. So this guy has like this ripped clothing.
Yeah.
And see how the black in his spine that didn't get completely covered, see what it's doing?
Not
How that's
really.
kind of cool. Here, down the spine there.
Yeah.
And so there's like different...
Oh, that's the black prime one.
That's the black prime one.
Yeah, no, well, you can do that on purpose a lot of the time.
Yeah, well, it looks like I've done it on purpose.
Let's see. Spray for science, yeah. Well, you know, if we could find some real cheapo stuff and just really see, like, this is what can go wrong, this is what can go wrong. Do like...
or someone to donate a bunch of
stuff.
Who now? We need to get Reaper or someone to donate a bunch of minis for us to paint.
Yeah. Oh, and those aren't really that great for spray prime either. I've definitely heard people say, oh, I do it all the time and this and that. You know, like, okay, cool. It's good it works for you. But I've also heard people say, I spray primed a Reaper mini and it's permanently sticky. So...
Oh, that would be awful.
Right. Don't want that to happen either.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you definitely don't.
No.
Because I can imagine that type of plastic getting that way. Right? Yeah. That's pretty much what the type of plastic is for this trebuchet, I believe. Because it's not hard plastic. It's definitely a soft plastic.
I smile every time he says that. Last year they had a table set up to register. I do not know why not this year. Oh, cool. Okay. All right, so you can just go and register for the walk and walk.
Yep, if they had it last year, we'll take it on faith that you could definitely...
Any idea how much it is, Brad? How much of a donation?
Yeah. Did you wipe these really thoroughly, or you just kind of...
I just kind of...
Dab at them?
I just
so you get the detail?
Really got in there, yeah. Okay. And sometimes that wipe would kind of stick, and I had to get it out of the details.
Right.
But... Yeah.
That is the thing about these minis, is that there's those points on them are a little...
They are.
They're very pointy.
They are very pointy.
Yeah. I think I stabbed myself a few times on that
I
big guy.
think I'm bleeding, actually.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I think I actually cut myself on one of them.
Like, even the fingers, though, it's kind of interesting.
It's just kind of a little crazy the way they're kind of... Yeah, they've got little claws.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and those other ones had spikes, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, so those were...
I still kind of like, but...
No, that's... I think they're a cool design.
Yeah.
But the scale is slightly smaller than I'm used to.
But these have quite a bit of detail, actually.
Yeah.
I gotta say. I'm impressed with the amount of detail, and I love the way that the contrast... Because I'm seeing even more now as I'm painting the Plague Bearer onto his skin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now seeing even more of this contrast with, or detail with the shredded clothing here. But, alright, so...
Okay, so I got all these guys ready to prime.
Got them wiped and ready.
Ready to prime for next time.
And I'm trying to see which one I didn't get. So this is the dude I think that I didn't get of my set.
Grab one of those? Because I got two of them.
Yeah, I noticed you had two.
Yeah, you should grab that one then.
So I think that...
Okay.
We didn't count them up to see how many there were in a set.
Right.
We should have done that.
I think...
Well, but you got two of these dudes too, don't you?
There was one on each end.
But I think I did one of...
Wasn't there one?
I did one of those dudes, I think.
Yeah, he did do one, but not two, because there was one on each end, I think.
Oh, there was one on each end?
Yeah, unless that's a different design.
Oh, you know what? That is this dude.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I would have two dudes.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ha, now we're even.
And this looks pretty much dry.
Yeah.
It's still got a couple little areas there.
And you'll still do the ball sack.
Yeah, I'm going to do that later.
Yeah.
So this one's all ready to go. You can really see that.
Oh, yeah. That really looks like wood.
The outlines, yeah.
Oh, you said 1 minute.
Okay.
You had to go do something.
Yeah.
All right, so I need to prime this, but you know what? I think that's going to be, this is the link to the site. Oh, we got a link. You know what? You're going to need to message me that link so I can put it up, because not just anyone can put links on my chat.
Oh, okay.
Brad, if you message
you got
me
a message,
that link.
Yeah. Message it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you send it to me in Messenger, I can... Oh my God. Everything's 50% off today at the Whole Foods over here at Baseline and Rural. Because, you know, they close on the 3rd.
Wow.
They're closing that store on the 3rd.
That soon? Wow.
Yeah, the new store opens on the 6th.
Jeez,
So
like they're serious about it or something.
Everything is 50% off. Wow. I just got a little notification about that.
It's probably bananas over there.
It's probably massive bananas.
Yeah.
Yes, but maybe I should go check, because I do get a lot of food from Whole Foods, and I'm going to have to figure out a whole new way. I've already figured out to do some bulk ordering from Amazon.
Right. Which is what they apparently want you to do anyway.
Because Amazon owns Whole Foods.
They own everything now.
Exactly.
And whatever Amazon doesn't own, Google or Disney owns. You know?
So yeah, Brad, I don't know if you heard me, but if you do message me that link, I'll make sure to get that up in chat and in our information box. I've been trying to get better with my information boxes.
Information box?
Yeah, so like on YouTube.
Is that inbox for short?
You're hilarious.
I always wondered what inbox stood for.
It means work in.
Information box.
No, it means work in. You have an inbox and you have an outbox.
I know, just kidding.
Okay, work coming in and
just
work
kidding.
going out. All right. He's trying to confuse me now.
No, I was just having fun.
All right, so you need to make sure you have your plague bearer.
I do. Oh, yeah, I do now. I do now. Thank you.
Yeah, you do now.
Okay.
And what were we thinking? We were thinking the Dark Oath Flesh.
Yes, Dark Oath Flesh. So right. Is that one you want to borrow then?
Yes.
Borrow it?
I'm going to borrow that because I might just go ahead and see how that looks.
Well, that's good because I didn't have room for it anyway. So.
You didn't have room anyways.
Yeah. And
so next Friday, for sure, we have Happy Little Miniatures.
Yes, next Friday. Two-ish.
Yeah, 2-ish. Sometime next week, we are going to have, I believe it'll be sometime next week, we are going to have our anniversary show.
What?
Yeah, we are at our 1-year anniversary.
This channel.
Oh, this channel.
This channel. Oh, okay. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure.
Not happy, but this channel.
Okay, awesome.
So, yeah, this channel. Yeah. No, this show, we've only been going since April.
I was going to say.
Yeah, we started in April.
Yeah, okay.
So, our 1 year will be in April for this show. Mm-hmm. But for the channel, our 1 year anniversary is going to be, it's technically November 9th is our 1 year anniversary. Okay. But
your anniversary week.
Yes. So it's our anniversary week. So sometime between the 8th and the 15th, we're going to have the show. I'm still just trying to line up all my guests.
Okay.
And
cool.
yeah. So I know that's happening as well. And we also have, what else do we have? I know I just planned a whole bunch of shows. Oh, here, I got the link. Yay. So now I got to do this. Let's see if I get fancy here. Share. And go here. I think I can put it here. And here's the link.
Great.
Got the link come up.
Sent over to you, Brad.
It came up.
Awesome.
It may have only shown up on Facebook, though, so I'm going to also put it into another link, because it didn't seem to pop up on our main chat. I hate it when that happens. So I'm just going to go over to YouTube.
Okay.
And put it on that chat, because that works for me.
Alrighty.
Alright, so here's the link to the walk for tomorrow. Sorry, chat's closed. Oh, no.
Do we run out of time?
We stopped streaming.
When?
I have no idea.
Well, whenever Brad last...
Whenever Brad
says, it doesn't say stop streaming.
It doesn't. But we stopped streaming on YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube. Well, it's fine. YouTube doesn't matter anymore.
YouTube gives us more issues. My God.
We want to just be Twitch anyway. We can help it, right?
Twitch and Facebook, I guess. Yeah. YouTube gives us more issues. Why did they stop our stream?
I'm going to toss this water really quick.
Okay.
Maybe it's because we talked about Trump.
Maybe.
You never know.
You never know. You never know. All right. Right, I have another place I can put it.
Like you did, because that way it's more coded.
It's totally more coded if you do it that way.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to go in here.
Well, just blame me if that's what happened.
Go into my chat here. Alright, I think I got the link. Okay. Oh, you're going to Whole Foods right now.
Nice.
There it is. I finally got it up. Alright, so here's the link. That's the link. So that is the link. That is the link to the MS Walk.
Oh,
if you want to do the Beholder Day at Game Depot, you have to sign up in store. You can give them a little jingle.
I think, yeah, you can call them, yeah.
You can call them.
But no Facebook.
But there's nothing online.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not an online sign up.
Right. Yeah, it would, yeah, that's, if they did it that way, they would not get the numbers right.
Oh, yeah, they sure wouldn't.
Because there's a very limited number of spots. So
yes,
that's
exactly.
the thing about it is there is a catch. There's only about 12 spots.
Exactly.
And I think not even, the game, or the Imperial Outpost one had a waiting list.
Yeah, I know.
Because there were only 12 spots. So and I think it's the whole deal is that... Well, it was supposed to be a Halloween event, and it was a national event.
Okay.
But only a couple of stores per state were picked to participate in it. Yeah, so that's actually why I was like, okay, I got to get in on this immediately.
Well, yeah.
Like, the day that I found out about it, I'm like, I got to do this. And I was like...
I was surprised when I got in on that list.
I'm glad...
And I called them and told them I wasn't going to make it. So
really?
If there was somebody else that
they
wanted to be on the list.
They definitely did show up because it was full.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Because I wasn't able to. And,
right.
Just, it was traffic was horrible. It was going to be like an hour.
Oh, yeah, no.
You still see me. I'm glad. Oh, and you're on YouTube.
Everybody had trouble.
But that's just bizarre. He's watching us on YouTube and he can still see us. So.
That is interesting. Well,
yeah, because he's commenting on YouTube.
There you go.
So hey,
it worked out.
No, it just won't let me chat on YouTube. So there you go.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for all the comments and all the conversation. We hope to see you again next week. We will be continuing our Zombicide adventure. And because we definitely have more to paint.
Always.
Always.
It's never going to end.
It will end. But then we'll find more to paint.
We'll have to
we'll have another game.
Have somebody carry this